I want my NTV.
Oh god. Okay, let's go to the main story now.
Yeah, this is
Let's
the
just
centerpiece.
get into this.
So there's a public feud between Elon Musk and President Donald Trump, which basically erupted in full force in early June of this year. It marks a dramatic shift from their previous alliance, or bromance, as the media was referring to them.
I mean,
And
let's face it, they both like used Twitter or X now
X, yeah.
a lot, and they're both like
Well,
attention
Trump still
seekers.
uses Truth Social mostly.
Okay, yeah, he made his own platform that's like Twitter
Yep.
because Twitter banned him like a long time ago, before Musk bought out Twitter and turned it into X. But they both, it seems like they like attention.
Well, they are I mean, to some degree, you have to be a bit of a narcissist if you're going to be in the public sphere. And
yeah.
But let's give some background of their initial alliance, right? So pre-2025, okay. Musk and Trump developed a very close political alliance during his third presidential campaign.
Yeah.
And Musk provided substantial financial support, donating approximately $300 million to Trump's campaign and Republican candidates. Wow. So on election night of 2024, they both celebrated Trump's victory at Mar-a-Lago, posting an AI-generated image of himself saluting the American flag with the caption, "It is morning in America again," and Trump acknowledged Musk in his victory speech, calling him a star.
Okay.
Musk was also served because he was given a special role in the administration, not an official role because he couldn't, obviously, but a special role as a government employee and head of the Department of Government Efficiency called DOGE.
Okay, and this was pause for a second.
Okay,
because when Elon Musk was on Twitter back in the day, sure, there's like different cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, but there was one like meme coin which was
one of the first actually of its kind, I would say, that gained any prominence. Yeah.
Dogecoin, basically, with a famous like logo of an Akita dog.
Yeah.
And the thing with Musk is that he was very vocal on Dogecoin. Mm-hmm. And he even said, for example, that when one of his kids, because he has many, but when his son was born, one of them, lost track now which one it is, like forgive me, I don't think it was the one with all the AX to the power of 2, but he said that he bought his baby Doge like for the future, and everybody was like, oh my god, the innovator, the modern Tony Stark bought Doge. Everybody bought Doge, so the price went up. And then afterwards, Musk said that he sold Doge, or he bought it again, or then afterwards he was into Bitcoin, and then everybody bought Bitcoin. But then afterwards it was news that Tesla, his company, sold loads of Bitcoin that it bought. Mm-hmm. And then everybody was like, hang on a sec, he said that Tesla just bought loads of Bitcoin, and then the next day they sold, like the price went up, and then everybody was like, what's going on with him? Like, he's kind of manipulating society. I mean, everybody has their own choice when to buy and sell. It's just that he like sold just after.
Yeah, but this is very typical. It isn't technically illegal because you're just promoting something. So he has 14 kids, by the way. 14 kids. Yes.
That's a lot. But let me tell you something, is that Trump, like everybody knows the whole like deal with the tariffs.
Yeah.
But like he imposed lots of tariffs on like loads of countries all around the world. But then after a while, he only kept the tariffs on the countries that put tariffs back on the States, on the USA.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like, you do one thing, then you take it back. And it's like, what's the real deal here? You're
it's kind gambling,
of like manipulating.
Yeah. It's like an international game of poker. And if you can bluff the best, it works in your favor. That's how it is. And yeah, where were we getting?
Oh yeah,
so
so
he
the
yeah
Department of Government Efficiency
yeah he was
is
the
conveniently
named
Doge,
Doge.
just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
exactly.
coin.
Yeah, that wasn't. Come on, that wasn't any. That wasn't by coincidence, right? Obviously, he's gonna
It's
promote.
very like, yeah,
I mean, I would like to see like what was the graph for Dogecoin at that time?
yeah. It was
Like, did it
probably
go
high.
up? Did it go up at the time, or
And
now
to
that
be
he's
honest,
out, is it gone down?
I think in his first term, like Trump was against crypto, but then afterwards, his wife, like Melania Trump, she, like as far as I know, she was into a lot of crypto, where she had
Well,
her own coin and
well, he
or
first
NFTs or
released
something.
a meme coin. The thing is, like what I know from a fact is that the majority of people get screwed over with meme coins. They're also
Yeah,
given the name
rug pulls.
shit coin right now, because the problem is
Yeah,
there's so many rug pulls, and it's just not it's highly volatile and very, very, very
yeah.
risky, and so it's not advised, right? And so Trump pushed his, I think it
They're
was,
very
what was it,
volatile anyway,
meme
but
coin,
like
whatever, and then
some
Melania came
altcoins
in.
are scams.
And I have no idea how those are faring, but I just know that if you want to get any info in relation to that, CoffeeZilla covers a lot of these things because he's always
Anybody can
covering.
make their own coin. You can make your own coin, and you can
But I
say,
wouldn't, because I just
you know
don't
what,
see the
it's going to the
point.
moon.
Yeah,
People are going to buy into it, and then afterwards you can like take all the money out, all the liquidity they call it,
yeah.
and then people are left like holding the bags, like empty bags afterwards.
It's bad. But let's return back to our main topic here, where
Yeah.
so the relationship between Trump and Musk was strong. It appeared so. It culminated even in a ceremonial Oval Office send-off where Trump presented Musk with a golden key to the White House, and
It was a big deal.
there was already, perhaps even after then, a lot of the media, a lot of the counter media, and critics of Musk and Trump were making claims of like, how long will this bromance last? And oh my god! And there was even like, I don't know if you
Like
recall,
a
there were
boy
like
band. Like,
they were trying to push the sentiment also that it was like President Musk and Trump was just doing what Musk was saying. You remember there was this like, they were pushing that type of agenda. But anyway, the early tensions arrived in late May or in early June, when it surfaced when Musk criticized a decision by Trump's team, reportedly costing Musk's companies, which are collectively Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI,
yeah, so
$2
Tesla has
billion.
like electric vehicles.
Yeah, SpaceX is obviously the.
It's kind of replacing NASA basically.
Well, they work in conjunction with. It's like, yeah, it's
Okay.
more like they're like space aeronautic engineering technology, and
They
then
actually
there's
like rockets that
XAI,
can land vertically.
right? And I think XAI is in relation to AI, artificial intelligence. But so Musk responded with a brutal shot at Trump's team, though the specifics of his criticism are unclear. So here we have Elon. So let's go through the expos, right? Elon Musk. So he first announced his time as government employee when it concluded. We actually talked about this. We thought it was quite convenient given those 3 city-destroying asteroids were on their way, and we were like,
Who said that? Oh, we said
remember
that.
Remember when we covered the 3 city?
Yeah.
We were speculating because Musk had just resigned from this position. We were hinting at the idea that, oh, maybe he's like, he's trying to do something or whatever. But he first announced this, right? But then soon after, we have.
So it was all about like reducing waste, like money that goes into thin air or that disappears.
Right. So
he was all about transparency, wasn't it?
Right. I forgot to highlight that too.
Because
good point.
It was also linked to the NGOs that Musk was saying that
USAID
a lot of money goes to like
stuff.
fake charities that don't even exist.
Well, that's an issue of contention because there were some maybe organizations or some governments institutions where apparently that money was being served for some use, but because it just this is where the criticism is drawn to Musk, given his position, because a lot of people were saying that he was just, they were hinting at the fact that, oh well, he's taking subsidies, right, from the government, which he is in relation to SpaceX and stuff. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, he's cutting the spending of all these other institutions and so
One
on.
sec.
And yeah. So this was the next where he attacks Trump's backed big beautiful bill.
This is a recent one now, and
Wait, this is not the one following it? Are we? Wait.
This is the one after.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So he attracts what Trump dubbed it as the big beautiful bill, a proposed tax and spending package, and he's calling it a disgusting abomination, urging his followers to oppose it. And so this is the beginning of the rift. This is the beginning of the rift. This is where it all starts, actually.
So basically, Elon Musk's issue right now is, okay, he left the Doge project, let's say, Department of Government Efficiency, to like reduce money being spent into thin air. But then afterwards, there was a great big bill or something. I'm not sure what they call it, a magnificent bill. And so Elon Musk did not agree with something. And some reporters actually approached Trump and they asked him, so what happened with you and Elon? And Trump was trying to like sway the conversation like politicians do, as in Elon even wore a hat saying that whatever I say is right. But Elon Musk had an issue because in this bill, there was something against like electric vehicles, as far as I know, because it's in the interest of the United States to keep.
That's alleged because he later would go on to say, that's why if we go chronologically, like he would later go on to say that it had nothing to do with that. And actually the problem with the whole bill, because it's a spending tax bill, is essentially because it's going to put the national debt another $1 trillion in debt. And so his whole thing was, as you mentioned before, with the Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, was to cut the spending and this overspending by governments and bureaucracy, where the money is being, just being wasted. And now the fact that he's left, he's seeing this new bill being pushed forward for the new year. And Trump alleged basically that was because of that, because of the electronic vehicles. But he would later say that it wasn't. Yeah,
that's right. Here, shall we have a look at it?
Yeah, let's watch the video actually.
Because it's very interesting because it's alleged. And
well, the problem with this is like it's kind of like with any breakup. You're gonna have one party say one thing and the other party says it's not because of that, it's because of this. And so it's just, it could be that he is somewhat, annoyed at the fact that was included there. But I think in general.
But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types.
So
I don't know if it's a bit low for the audience.
Yeah.
If it is, let us know.
What I've noticed is that, before this live stream, I actually saw a video of somebody who reads body language regarding this actual video. And so the guy with the body language basically said that Trump is a bit disappointed with Elon Musk like pulling out, and he could tell because like Trump like kind of closes his lips like after each of his pauses. Let me put it a bit louder.
There's one thing that people don't know, but they should know by now. One thing that he's mentioned himself, Trump, he takes loyalty very seriously, and if you're loyal, you're always in his good books. But he really, really hates disloyalty. So I think
somebody
maybe
like crosses him like once, that's it, right?
I think in his eyes, he sees Elon Musk being disloyal. And to be honest, I wouldn't disagree. Not in the fact that Elon Musk is being critical, but there's some other things we're going to get to, but like what Elon Musk has been posting and such, where I feel wow, okay.
It's a bit crazy, and
you're crossing the line now a bit.
Well.
Yeah.
Like a bit too much.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on.
Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which
There's another thing I have to mention about this too. In his mind, he may think that Elon knew everything about that bill, which could be the case because before you before you put it into formulate it and everything, they probably discussed a number of things and such. And so possibly he overheard. He was there because obviously he was always there, right? So maybe that's where he's coming from. I'm not trying to play defense here for Trump. I'm just saying. I mean, in most cases, that's how things work. You know? Yeah. But maybe clearly he wasn't aware of the full, formulated thing because he mentions it.
But him saying that Elon Musk knew everything, like more than everyone else.
I mean, because he was always in. That's what I mean. Like, because he was always in there, so he was overhearing and he was always around. But did he know every dotted line and everything? No, he probably didn't.
Probably not.
Yeah, because it takes
I'm
one
sure
person.
you can get very easily. It's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me, and he hasn't said bad about me personally. But I'm sure that'll be next.
No,
but
not yet.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
He asked you out as well.
He probably picked up the phone, like trying to help him out. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true as well. I just want to highlight one thing. I'll put that in my conclusion after all of this. Actually, that I think is kind of relevant to all of this. But anyway, let's carry on. So then that started, and he responded to that, right, denying that he ever saw the bill. Right, we got a tweet of that. Oh yeah, we just played the full video of that where he said him and Elon had a great relationship. Oh no, that's a different one where he says, "I don't know if we will anymore." This was right before things heated up. Are you there?
Yeah.
You know where it is?
And to be honest with you, like a lot of mainstream media were really like showing all this like relationship as like it's really gone like ugly really, really fast. And I think people just need to like take a chill pill. Which one did you want me to share? Like from Truth Social or like?
No, I think you already. I just checked. Yeah, you already showed that. So yeah, the Truth. So then he responded. Actually, you're right. He responded soon after Elon, because Elon was just going off on one. Yeah, here we go. But we actually have the Truth Social post, actually, don't we? Or does it not work on? Is it? Oh no, this is. Sorry, it looks a lot like Twitter or X. Sorry. I thought, because you know how they sometimes they just
it's exactly the same.
I thought it was one of these links. Okay,
it's Truth Social here.
Yeah,
it's
so
like
here
Twitter.
Here we have.
It's not.
Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. He knew months ago I was going
something he says that forces everyone to buy electric cars. So I'm sure Elon was very excited and he took this away.
Yeah. And then there was another. He made another post following that. I think the next
you can't force everyone to like buy electric cars.
I mean, you shouldn't force anybody in general, like in my opinion. But yeah,
it's like. So yeah, I'm going to show the next one.
Yeah. This is the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. So this is now Trump, trying to exact his bullish, force. By, this is what he does. This is like the Trump tariffs things where he's like, well, no, now you're pushing too far, because we haven't really shown the extent of it, but Elon was really like just continuously saying like, where's this Donald Trump from before and blah 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 and so I guess Trump just was trying to shut him up by saying like, well, you know what, maybe we should just cut it. And that was obviously an empty threat, I would say. I don't think he was gonna do that, but
Elon did get apparently some government subsidies and like
he does, obviously,
special contracts and deals and stuff that were in his favor.
Almost all his companies are embedded with the government, like especially.
And then
like
suddenly Elon
brought
was
up
like,
NASA, remember? So
yeah, and then suddenly Elon is against like some policy, and then stuff is like coming out more into the limelight.
yeah.
So
What's interesting here is that the reason for this reaction is primarily, and this all took place over the matter of a day, so it's really hard to but
Yeah.
the thing is, like, Musk then basically calls him on his bluff, because I think there's a, where is it?
Here.
Yeah, so he
Such
first
an obvious lie.
lie, so sad. So you do know what he's doing right there. He's basically
It's
mimicking
like going
Trump.
back and forth.
No, he's mimicking Trump. Such an obvious lie, so sad.
So sad.
Yeah, this is exactly how Trump talks. That's why he's doing it. To be honest, if you read through Elon's tweets, they're all kind of, it's insane.
It's a bit like kids like fighting in a playground. It's like
Pretty much, it
did
gets
this.
really ridiculous.
What did I
like-
do?
But he does call Trump on his bluff about the canceling the subsidies and the incentives.
Yeah.
Because
Like
Where
he
is
knew
it?
for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy.
where is it,
Crazy.
though? Well, so he basically says also that without him, Trump would have lost the election, which I don't think is true.
Yes.
That is just, again,
Yeah, it wasn't like just up to, for example, X or Musk, because Elon Musk, he did go like on stage with his hat and also did the salute thing.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But if anything, I don't think that he won it because of that. Like,
He
seriously.
I mean, he did help boost some significance. Let's not dilly-dally there but
Yeah,
the
I
truth of the
mean,
matter is that people
Elon
were
Musk
already
is-
set in their mind that they were going to vote for him regardless. Like, it wasn't like Elon Musk came along and then all of a sudden changed the dynamic. Like, it wasn't that. So, and to be honest, the election was already done and dusted after the first assassination attempt, in my belief. I think that really turned people around. They were just like, okay, that's it. You know what I mean?
So here we have like the Daily Mail or the Mail Online talking about all this like back and forth between them two, and there's actually some memes. So here there's like Uma
Yeah,
Thurman,
he posted actually, Elon posted this himself. He posted actually a picture of the Kill Bill poster, and he said "Kill Bill"
Did he?
because he's actually trying to get this bill killed. What I find interesting is that he Stalin. This is a very famous meme.
Was this like Churchill?
No,
in the
it
Oh,
was
it's that.
there's a real case about this, because this was I think it was a
It's about
high
history and pictures, right?
and then one of the people from the photos was eliminated because they were disappeared. Or but what's
And
interesting
this
is
is
that
the
Musk
hidden hand throughout
Yeah.
history.
Resurfaced old Trump tweets, such as a 2013 post opposing a debt ceiling increase. So that's the funny thing, which I have to actually say I do agree with Musk on, because he's posting these things of what basically it's putting the politicians' feet to the fire, like your campaign promises and all the rhetoric that you were talking about. And we have that. I can just send it here. It's two of these. Oh yeah, Predator and Alien.
Yeah, which is something
They've
we're
used
gonna
that so
talk
many
about
times.
soon.
Yeah,
I mean, the alien could be like Elon Musk, like his South African like history, but the Predator thing.
oh, we know
of
what that's in
Trump
relation
is-
to, because we're getting into that now.
Yeah.
But it's if you show, we'll get into like the reactions of the different people at the end of it all. Good Lord. What the hell?
I don't. What?
Now,
Oh,
Kit.
this is Mike Tyson.
Mike
isn't it?
Tyson, yeah.
Because he's into pigeons.
Here, I sent you the two string of tweets where he shares Trump's old tweets, and it is eye-opening, because he does criticize all. He's criticizing, Obama. He's criticizing everyone about this national debt, and recently Rand Paul has just come out in support of Elon Musk, because he's Rand Paul and his father Ron Paul, they've always been very focused on reducing this national debt. And here you go. Like, I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see it closer, like if you can zoom
In
in or
fact,
something. I
Ron
don't know if
Paul
Can you is it possible
was
to
very
zoom-
famous around, I think, 2008.
in the early in the
Back
early
then, he
2000s?
used to be a doctor, like a midwife. Do they call them midwives? I don't know what they call men.
Oh, he was a doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to deliver babies. Actually,
What can we zoom in closer so we can see a bit? Like,
let me
or-
try zooming in.
There we go. So yeah, he says, for instance, here, like, we could use the balanced budget amendment. Politicians don't have the will to cut spending. Scary. Obama and Democrat Senate have accrued over
$5
trillion
dollars of
worth.
debt.
Yeah. So all of these posts are like actual Trump tweets from the past where he's like criticizing and saying all these things, which apparently is doubling, going back on with this new bill. But then it gets wild because, well, yes, as we see, like, he's trying to call for the reconciliation of the bill to be killed in the Senate. He's got people like Rand Paul, who are kind of like sort of aligning with Elon as well. And Rand Paul is a Republican, and Rand Paul used to be a supporter. Well, he was in Trump's camp. Let's say he was a supporter.
Is he a libertarian?
Originally was, but then shifted into the Republican Party.
Okay, it's usually like that.
Yeah,
because you're either Republican or Democrat.
And then Musk. I don't know if you have it there. Then, you can scroll. I think you can see.
So Elon Musk said, "Where's the man who wrote these words? Was he replaced by a body double?"
And here you go. Like, Trump is saying, "I cannot believe the Republicans are extending the debt ceiling. I am a Republican and I am embarrassed. No member of Congress should be eligible for re-election if our country's budget is not balanced. Deficit's not allowed." So, I mean, he is right to that extent.
It's like Elon Musk was like really looking like through his history of tweets.
I mean, at the end of the day, he owns it, right? So he can just like plug it out, plug it in. So it's easy.
But he also posted this about it. Like, this is a reply to his own post.
He's just laughing at people. Like, it's a shit show. And so then what happens is then Musk asks if it is time for a new political party in the USA. He's now pinned this on his but he's pinned this new tweet now on his thing, which is he's calling if it's time for a new political party in the USA. This is kind of something that I've been always hooching and hollering about, where I don't think it's about a party. I think it's about breaking up the parties and focusing on independence, and that's what
he said that he would do like a he would be considering like to make a centrist party, so it's not left or right.
Yeah, but my thing is, like, I don't think it makes any difference. Let's see if this.
It's just a label, right?
Does it show? Wait, hold on. Let me see. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So I have no idea what. I'm gonna say no. Let's just see. Wow. There you go.
Wow.
Because he says America that actually represents 80%.
Now
it's kind of funny, isn't it? He says, "Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle?" And then the yeses are 80.5%.
That's crazy. They're all going with him. I wonder if it was asked. If this was asked by somebody else, would it get 80%?
Probably not, because he does get a lot of traction and he gets boosted as well by his own platform.
It's his platform.
Yeah, but my view is that no, I don't think creating a new political party isn't going to help. I think breaking up the parties will help. That's what I think. But that's my thing. Because you're just going to get, again, another, more corruption and stuff.
We even just mentioned this, like, about Ron Paul and stuff. Rand Paul, that Republican straight away.
Yeah, he said like that he thinks Trump would have. Yeah, but this is just that now he's being silly.
Yeah, look at such ingratitude. I think he's
You have
having
to
more
wonder how
fun.
much of this is trolling and how much of this is actual.
Yeah, whether he's having fun or if he's serious, it's hard to tell.
Then we have where he retweets a. This person is a bit unhinged. He's a commentator on the. Well, supposedly he's on the right. Ian Miles Chong. He doesn't even live in the U.S., but for some reason he's obsessed with U.S. politics and everything to do with the West. But he lives in Southeast Asia. Okay, and he basically.
Yeah, I'll share it now.
He basically retweeted Elon as well, but he mentioned that Trump should be impeached and JD Vance should replace him. So now we're getting to impeachment, but this is also Ian Miles Chung retweeting what Musk had previously posted, where he says, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." Then he says, "Mark this post for the future. The
Donald
truth
J.
will come
Trump.
out." And now there's all this like wackadoodle conspiracy and everything.
So we went
and
from Doge, like to saving money, to this
It's
bill
so
being
crazy.
cancelled, to
It's literally like a relationship, you know, like
so
you
like
just
Trump
start-
saying you're ungrateful, and Elon Musk saying
Elon Musk
I'm
is
gonna
throwing
like
everything out the window,
uncover some
including
things.
yeah. He's throwing everything. Like now he's just going crazy. He's going ham.
It's like
as we
full
say.
throttle. Maybe
It's
he
just
didn't
like
like that.
it's just like in
key
any
Trump gave him.
breakup. You know, in a breakup, it's like the person just starts saying, "Oh, blah, 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 you did this and you did that and whatever." It's just completely crazy. And I have to say something on this too. Look, a lot of people were involved with Epstein. I don't think a vast majority of those people that were or had some business ties with Epstein or were connected to some degree knew about the intricacies of Epstein, because that is the case all the time with some of these things. Yeah, hold on. But my personal opinion, I don't think Trump is, given his background and such, I don't think. Now he has always had a kind of an appetite for obviously young beautiful women, but when I say young, I don't mean that young, and I don't think it makes sense. And there's never been, I think also the fact that he's had so many people close to him by this stage, like people who were close to him and then they fell out with him, by now something would have come out relating to that. I don't think he
the
has.
authorities like recover like Epstein's diary or something? Don't
They
quote
did,
me on
but
this.
they're still not.
And it had
they're
like
not-
full of names of people who went to that island.
yeah, it was the Black Book you're talking about.
And
like
probably
all the-
his name was in there, like with a lot of other people. Now, what they did on this island is another issue. Did they all go there for these like weird things? Like did these freak offs?
Well, to be
I mean,
honest,
it
if they were on
wouldn't be
the
like
island,
that.
I would think they were up to no good. But there is no legitimate proof, and in my belief, fundamentally, I just don't see really like there being any correlation. Did he have business dealings with him? Sure. There is a article or somewhere there where it was posted where at some point when there was a complaint made of about Epstein at Mar-a-Lago, Trump had him banned, and then it also mentions how he reported Epstein to the FBI because Epstein turned up with a very young girl, let's say.
Okay.
And when this was observed, Trump was notified, and then he banned him, and that was the end of any relationship that you would ever have. So, so I don't know. You don't have to like Trump for whatever reasons, but you know, I think it's a bit of a stretch before there's any legitimate. You know, people say, "Oh, but he said that calm grabbed them by the and all this." But look, that still doesn't mean that you're, you're one of these people who, is looking at children that way, if you know what I mean. Let's be honest. So this is where he goes after Trump in the case of like cutting the government's subsidies. Yeah,
it's all about the bill.
And he says so now Musk is now calling him on his bluff, and he says, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contract, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. So what does this mean? This is a big deal.
What does he expect? Yeah, he's saying you're
They're both stupid. I'll tell you why. Because right now, if Musk does that, he's not really going to get the same abilities, or like he's going to be dealing with countries that, like, who's going to, what, China? They're going to come running to him, or maybe India. But Musk isn't going to get the same, like resources or the same abilities that he has right now with the US, right? So that is stupid because almost all of his companies are highly entrenched within the US economy and the market. And not only that, but the government contracts. So it makes no sense now to like jump ship. And then President Trump is equally foolish to be, making these little threats, because it puts him in a bad light too, because it's like these things are all integral, obviously,
Exactly.
to American defense and American space exploration and technology and stuff like this. So it's just like, this is just a silly.
It's just crazy, like how much like back and forth there is. It just keeps going.
So yeah, we covered this already, and I think this is a big nothing burger. Personally, I think it's stupid. I don't know. And the thing is, you have to wonder like why he's doing this. Like why is it? This is where now Musk is coming across unhinged, because it was already claimed that there was a video, the last video where he was at the Oval Office, and Musk
kind of feels a bit petty.
Musk had a black eye. And he was twitching a lot, and people were claiming that he was on ketamine or something, or he was on drugs.
Well, Elon Musk said that his kid like gave him the black eye. Now, what's true or not?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. I doubt it was Trump. You know what? There was actually
don't think Trump is
some
going
reports. There were some reports that I don't know if this is true, that Elon Musk like flirted with one of Trump's advisors or something. His advisor's wife, and then the other guy like punched him. Now, what's true or not is we'll probably never know, to be honest.
There's a conspiracy I think that you were going to probably highlight, where it's called the bruised eye or the black eye club, where there's people who, like Bernie Sanders had one, and this type of thing. Is that what you were alluding to?
No.
Okay. But there is mention about this, that there's this bizarre black eye club type thing,
It's this thing here. Let me show you. Mm-hmm. So it's about this guy. They're basically saying that Elon Musk flirted with her.
Okay.
And her husband like punched him. I think she basically works for Elon Musk.
She works for, it's an aide, right? It says in the headline there.
So he's Stephen Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff.
Oh, he's within the inner golden circle of Trump. He's a big player.
Big shot.
No, he's a big player. He's back in the time when the inner circle was like, what's her name? I forgot her name now, but it was Steve Bannon, it was the Flynn, and it was Stephen Miller and Conway. That was the inner circle, the golden circle. Okay. And then Bannon and Flynn had to flop out because there was all that controversy, and it was Conway and Miller that were always there. And they still retain. And Miller is the last man standing that continues to be in Trump's administration, which is very interesting. He's like really inner circle, Miller. So if something did go up against him, you're like, that is Trump's golden boy right there.
Yeah, really. I don't know if things went downhill after this event.
I mean, I don't know if it's true, obviously, but if something did happen, then I wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah, because that guy might be closer to Trump than Elon.
So, anyway, the market, because of all this fallout, here are the public and market reactions, so we can wrap this one up. Tesla's stock plummeted 14%, which erased $150 billion in the market value. I mean,
ouch. And a lot of people have stock in Tesla. It's like one of the most famous stocks.
But also, this is also reflecting the concerns from investors over the potential loss of government contracts for Musk's companies, right? But also shares of Trump Media and Technology Group, which runs Truth Social, declined. But we have one example here of like Tesla Inc. going down. There you go. Doge. But that's pretty bad. And it's still not that great. I looked it up again recently. That was of that time at the day. But so what has been the reaction? So Elon's ex, Ashley St. Clair, I think you posted already. Oh yeah, the Elon Musk warns that President Trump tariffs will cause a recession. This is true. He's brought this up. So now Trump is also making claims that, Trump. Musk is making claims that Trump is going to like push the American economy in the next half year into a recession. Mm-hmm. So Elon's ex Ashley St. Clair tweeted to Donald Trump. I think we have that. Do you want me to throw them at you?
1 second. Which one did you want? The Ashley St. Clair?
This one, yeah.
Did you want the X one or the daily?
Just the X. It's easier just to show the tweets. And then after that one, we can show this. Then after, So she says, sorry. This is actually the only woman that Musk has had a child with that is unnamed. Like, it's not named. We don't know the name. So she says, hey, Donald Trump, let me know if you need any breakup advice. And then guess who weighs in on this whole topic? The next person to weigh in is none other than the controversial figure himself. Kanye West, aka Ye. He had something to say.
Oh yeah, let me show that.
Oh god.
He had to say something.
Bros, please, no. We love you both so
much. We love you both so much.
Scroll down a bit. Look at that. I mean, of all the people he has to weigh in, like this guy completely, oh my God.
Out of nowhere.
And of course, Steve Bannon, calls on Trump to deport Elon Musk. And it's getting so wild now. And Steve Bannon, as I said, he used to be like a close advisor of Trump in the first presidency. But then he was also had issues, convictions as well after the fact. And Steve Bannon also I don't know if he still is the owner of Breitbart, but he was one of the leading factors to type of alienate Trump further from certain key conservative players because he was labeled alt-right and there was that whole thing. I'm talking about Steve Bannon. So he's telling him to seize SpaceX and deport Elon Musk. And this was on Steve Bannon's War Room Live and also in an interview where he brings this up. So it's all kinds of crazy, basically.
It is.
Right. So Trump is continuing to defend his big, beautiful bill on Truth Social. Meanwhile, Musk is kind of sort of doubling down. He even mentioned that after that whole thing about creating a new political party, he did warn Trump that, and some food for thought as they pondered this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to see an Elon Musk presidency? Who knows? So we did have... Considering
he's like the richest person, like known person in the spotlight, I don't know if people would vote for him like aspiring to what he has. Like they might be thinking, he's going to make the economy better because he knows about money.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily work like that, but who knows what's going to happen.
The White House has issued recently an official response, but before that, they were mostly staying quiet, as Trump was as well. I just want to run past this. Democrats seized on Musk's Epstein claim, demanding the release of the Epstein files and using the feud to criticize Trump's bill. And
a lot of people are saying that they have to release the files now.
Now he has to, because that video's been running around. Wait, I have to find it. Hold on.
But you wouldn't think they would clear his name like before he became president.
Well, the thing is that he already signed off the thing on the MLK and the JFK stuff, the declassification, but not on the Epstein. And also in an interview during his, prior to his presidential campaign, he did sound a bit weird. So people are now using this as like saying he's trying to hide something,
As president, like say for example, like his name, or there was something incriminating him, which I don't think that there would be. As president, can't he like cover that up or not?
He could try to, but it really depends on who
on the situation. Right?
This is the video in question I was telling you about, that I just mentioned. It's not recent, obviously. It's previous.
There were presidents in the past that were incriminated for a lot of different things, like even Nixon and Watergate, and All right, let me show this video.
Yeah, just at the point where they bring up Epstein, and then we have.
Let's see where it is.
There. Yeah. No, before. It's that part where they're talking to him.
All right. Gonna get the volume.
And to do that, he said he might declassify some very interesting documents. Let's listen to this.
Some people think that one way to build trust is to declassify things that everyone's talking about. I know you talked earlier about it. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. So if you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to these. Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify the JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you,
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
What do you think?
Wait.
He was very quick on that. 9/11 was quite interesting, but it really depends on, do they have anything?
But hold on.
What about aliens? What about Area
Look at his
51?
reaction still to the Epstein. Wait.
Let's see. That's his body language as well.
Guy, declassified Jeffrey Epstein files. What do you think? And the rest of those.
They paused it.
That last one is extra interesting.
Yeah, it is extra interesting.
I would like to see that. I think a lot of Americans would like to see that. Sounds like a campaign promise there.
Originally, he was a bit.
Files.
Yeah.
All right.
What was it? That was it. Okay. Yeah. Well, I know because the video I saw that he kind of sort of paused before. But anyway, that was anyway. That's what they're trying to push now, that he was trying to hide something or something, but apparently not. So.
Okay.
Anyway, what is the conclusion of all of this? Now Musk is calling for the impeachment, all these other things. Whether he's being serious or trolling, who knows? In this fallout, which began over a policy disagreement regarding the so-called Big Beautiful Bill, has rapidly escalated into this personal and public feud in the last 2 days. And it's marked by the inflammatory social media posts. This is just, once again, another example of why some social media can be toxic in this regard. It's just ridiculous. Musk's accusations of Epstein's file claims and impeachment. These are obviously trying, I think, a reaction to Trump's threats to cancel Musk's contracts, which have, as we mentioned, significant political and economic implications. And it's still ongoing. There's no clear resolution, but this is all that people are talking about. And I don't know, you had something early on before the stream you wanted to...
Well, to be honest, I want to say something, is that all this back and forth with social media and all the mainstream news reporting on it. I mean, even we're reporting on this thing. It kind of feels like a bit of a distraction, maybe from something else, something in the real news. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like it's a lot of back and forth, a lot of reporting. It's sure, I understand it's about two important figures in the world. We're talking about the POTUS, the president of the USA, and the richest man in the world, who were very close. It was really weird a while ago at the beginning when you could see Elon Musk standing up in the Oval Office, talking next to Trump, and everybody's sure, we know who Musk is, but why is he like talking right like next to the president? Like,
Yeah.
it was a bit strange. And yeah, I don't know if this is some sort of distraction for something else, but
It could be. It could very well be, because it does seem a bit out of left field all of a sudden. Why is
Yeah.
this happening? There's also weird things if you see like the way Musk is treating it in a way, and at the same time Trump is also being relatively quieter than usual, which is a bit
is
odd.
there a chance like they could reconcile? And
Possibly, because Trump's
can't
done this
all be
before
for
with
sure,
Ted
right?
Cruz and others. He's gone after him, but in this case, it's not so much that Trump is going after somebody; it's the other way
Yeah.
around. It's Musk going after Trump. So I don't know how that's
Yeah.
going to be seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
And these Epstein like accusations are pretty serious. It's not like
But who knows? Maybe it is a distraction. But my only thing that I have to say is, this is the problem right now, where you have both camps, because this is why you should never idolize people. And the problem with the conservative movement and the right in general, not all of them, is that they have, much like the left, they do this too. They will, hang on to one particular person, and then they will, revere them, and they
Yeah.
worship this person, and this person becomes,
idolize them.
yeah, they become like the savior. And this is what
Yeah.
happened to a lot of people the first time around with Trump. It happened before Trump with Obama on the left. It also happened with the Bernie bros. And even after he screwed over everybody, because he basically threw in his hat and said that, oh, we should, you should vote for so-and-so, which now he's later
Talking
come
about
out
Bernie
saying,
Sanders here.
yeah, he's now
Yeah.
later come out and said that I was betrayed. It's like, get the hell
He's
out of here,
talking
Bernie.
against the Democrats.
You betrayed everybody, because you
Funny.
just did, you did it 3 times. So get the hell out of here.
To be honest, I remember like a long time ago when he was doing a speech, and there was like BLM like in the same place, and they
That was
kind
in
of
the
like
beginning, yeah.
took over his microphone, and they were talking.
Well, he
at
left
his
them on
rally.
stage stupidly, and then they basically took
Okay.
over. Yeah, they took over the
Yeah.
microphone. But my point is just that this is the trouble that has been ongoing, and it's what's kind of put a bad taste in some people's mouths, which is why some people have been turned off by Trump the second time or the third time around, because they started seeing Trump for what he, they started realizing, well, he's not really he can only do so much, and now it's
or he's
like
saying
there's special
some things
interests,
exactly.
and then when Musk bought up Twitter, and it became X, everybody also thought like, oh my God, savior Elon Musk, and you still have
savior of like Twitter, free speech,
and I was critical of Musk in the beginning, because I'm getting like a fuzzy. Hold on.
I
don't
can't
know
hear
if
it. It's fine on
you
my
can.
end.
I was critical of Musk because he was letting back on all these people, but he didn't let back on Alex Jones until much later, because Musk said, well, this and that, I have a kid, and that was the first sign that when you make such a drastic claim of saying I'm a free speech extremist, or I forgot what it was. He used, I'm paraphrasing here, but he used such term.
Like a revolutionary type thing.
Well, no, he meant more like, I don't know what it was, like I'm a free speech totalitarian. Like he was just using an extreme term of like saying, I'm a like free speech this
outright.
And when the moment I knew that he made, and the excuse that he made was something, because this was in relation to the Sandy Hook incident, and the allegations against and the conviction against Alex Jones.
You're talking about Alex Jones,
yeah. His response when someone said let Alex Jones back on was, well, I have kids and I don't like what he said. And I'm like,
that's not exactly free speech, is it?
Free speech absolutist. And when you say such a thing like that, it's like, yeah, get the hell out of here. So I was already critical of Musk from that point onwards.
Let me expand on that.
Yeah.
Trump, like initially on Twitter, I think he was banned on Twitter.
That was back in the days of Jack Dorsey, when Jack Dorsey was...
Yeah, Jack Dorsey had Twitter. Yeah. And he's also like all for Bitcoin and stuff. But anyway, Trump was like, his account was banned, but then Musk bought Twitter, turned it to X, and then
He
he allowed
reinstated it.
Trump back on. But Trump had already made his own platform like Twitter, Truth Social, and on Twitter, well, I think Elon Musk is saying that it's thanks to him that Trump became president. I think in his head, he was thinking, I'm going to buy Twitter, and one of the benefits would be bringing back Trump, like the phoenix from the ashes. And he's going to attribute his thanks to me, and he will owe me.
I don't know if or it could be also the money invested in the campaign and the fact that he actually went. I mean, the reality is that he was along on the campaign with all the other people, pushing. So he did do his job, he did do his job, but it wasn't him solely that made, Trump win.
Yeah.
Did he contribute towards it? I think he did to some extent, but not excessively to the amount that he may think he did. So
I think so.
But yeah, at the end of the day, this is why I say there's that meme, never meet your heroes. And I think that's what happened to Musk. The other problem is that Musk, since the beginning, since I started seeing him always like with Trump, and he's like, I want to stay in Mar-a-Lago. I love it here. And he's always dancing, like all this giddiness and the thing. Sure, that's his style, but it was too much. And I feel it's like, what do you expect, dude? What did you expect? Like, you really thought, like, come on, this is politics. And here's the other thing. Let's say Musk runs for president, right? Which he may do down the line. Guess what? Everybody's going to say, yeah, Musk for president. He's the one. Same thing's going to happen just like with Trump. He's going to realize, this isn't what I imagined because I thought I could do these things.
It's something else.
And here's the reality. If you really want to change things the way you want them to, then you're going to have to appoint yourself as a totalitarian dictator. That's the only way. And
unfortunately,
that, guess what's going to happen?
Else.
Yeah. What happens when you do that?
Shit hits the fan.
There you go.
And then everybody's going to go against you.
And
for good reason, maybe not.
Because you're never going to satisfy everybody. And even if you think you're doing what's
you
right,
can't make everyone happy.
Yeah.
This is NTV.